The Atmosfere. I'm your host, Joe Rivers, and tonight we're going to have the second part of our review on The Walking Dead. Looking forward to this. It's going to be a lot of fun. We covered the first 6 seasons in the last episode, and we start tonight with one of the biggest episodes the series ever saw, and one that a lot of people didn't watch after it was over with. Also, we're gonna and just so you know, I got to show you guys this. This is the Royal Fox's ode to The Walking Dead on her wall right over her crafting area, and I'll be showing you this during the show. And it doesn't even have everything. She hasn't got some of it framed, but we're going to be doing that. Plus, we're going to be covering Wednesday tonight if we can get through The Walking Dead, the first season of Wednesday, which has been a really popular show. Wednesday's Dance is even going viral now. So look forward to all that. And if we have time, we're going to get to the Twitter files tonight. But all that and more tonight with me and my guests on State of the Atmosfere. Once again, you're watching State of the Atmosfere, and I'm your host, Joe's Atmosphere. It's good to see you guys. And along for the ride tonight, I have a couple of compadres you've met before. First one in tonight was my good friend John from Pop Culture Minefield, known as Daz Wolfen. How are you, brother?
I'm doing good.
Oh, see, I still got Brada Nictu. What is that, bro?
That is what Gort the robot says in The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Okay, cool.
Because we were talking about that today on Pop Culture Minefield this morning for UFO Wednesday, and I forgot to change it for coming in here because I was going to change something different. But
you're good, man. You're good. Yeah, I caught the end of that one. That was pretty cool. Pretty cool show. And then, of course, we've got my buddy that does football with me on Sundays, Knock. What's going on, man? Check you out. You changed your background. I was expecting zombies, and I got the what is it? What is the name of that place? Never something. Nevermore Academy, right? Yes, that's it. Yeah. How you doing?
Yeah. No, pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Cool.
It's got home a little later than I liked today, but traffic was kind of a pain. But
yeah. Your commute must be a pain in the ass. I would hate to drive through that area. That's crazy. We got several people here already tonight. We got Vince was the first one in. My wife is watching. She's got a little time before a meeting. Let's see who else we got. What does Vince say here? Since I never watched The Walking Dead, I'll probably mostly lurk for that segment. Yeah, man, that's what we're starting with. You know what? It's a good show, man. You should check it out. It is not near the end is not as compelling, but man, those first 6 seasons are pretty damn cool, dude. They really are. Let's see. He's just saying hi to everybody. And then we got Anima Confusa, our friend from Croatia. Yeah, she's there. She says still awake. You need to go to bed. young lady.
Yep.
Yeah. And everybody's saying hi to her. So, boys and girls, last week we covered the first 6 seasons of The Walking Dead. And we need to start up with season 7.
Well, before
So
we get
wait,
into that, I do have some Norman Reedus news, especially for the
Uh-oh.
Royal Fox.
Oh,
He's
look out.
actually signed on to be in the John Wick spinoff Ballerina.
They're doing a spinoff of John Wick?
Yeah, Ballerina.
Okay. What's Ballerina? Now, remember,
wanna
I've
be
only
a-
seen the first 2. So,
Okay,
it has-
yeah.
and you don't have to spoil it or anything.
I've seen
Just-
the 3, but I don't
Yeah.
know what Ballerina is either.
Mhm.
She's one of the characters. She's an assassin like John Wick.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't remember any of their names. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Which one was she in?
She was 3, if I remember right. That Samara or whatever her name is. I don't remember what her. I hate not knowing the name now.
Well, don't worry about it. Don't let it eat you up. I'm just
You were the one that brought this up, man. Come
Right?
on, back up your stuff. Hey, I'm going to bring up this one thing and know nothing about it.
No, is she Oriental or something?
Anna de Armas.
Okay, Anna de Armas. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I want to see
it
Parabellum.
is.
My wife and I are big fans of the series. It's just we haven't had time to watch Parabellum yet, and we got to watch it because 4's coming out soon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and Norman Reedus is going to be in the spinoff. Now, we're talking about a spinoff movie or a series, or
Yeah. Well, I think it's a series. I think it's a
Okay.
Ballerina series.
Okay. Do you know what? Well, we'll figure out
Yeah.
about that. This is just first news about it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's
So
the question, John. Did you finish the series, Walking Dead?
No. But I did read the spoilers, so that's fine.
he's not worried about it. Yeah, he's like me. You are the spoiler fanatic, dude. You don't want to know anything going into anything. Some of
Pretty
us
much.
just don't care. I mean,
If I'm
Just
never going to watch
didn't-
the show, then I don't care. But when it's
Yeah.
something I actually want to watch,
yeah,
then yeah. I
and
don't
you
know.
don't want to know about it. Yeah.
Well, between
Um,
class and family obligations, I just didn't have time to do anything this past week.
Well, let's get it. I know you've seen season 7, and everybody.
Oh, yeah.
How it started. And man, wow, that first episode of this season, boy.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Yeah, it's a tiger by his toe. My wife has still never watched this episode again. She has never watched it again. It's pretty grueling. It's not for the weak of stomach, that's for sure. Of course, the teaser at the end of season 6 was that he'd already cracked one of them, and we've come to find out that it is my boy Abraham, and that was a bummer.
Yep.
But I kind of thought it was him. When he said he was taking it like a champ, I said, "Yeah, that's Abraham. He's getting him." And then something happened to where Norman Reedus went after him for something. I can't remember exactly how that transpired, but a lot of people thought that, the readers of the comic book thought that Glenn was going to dodge a bullet there, and let's see. Anima says,
No, that's Vince to Anima.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Vince talking to her, asking her if she's freezing her butt off. That is the only episode I have not watched. Yeah, I told him that. Rhonda. Yeah. But I can't remember how it transpired, but it pissed Negan off. He said, I'll let it go, but, let me get back to work. And then he beats Glenn to death. And
Yeah.
it's pretty nasty, too. I couldn't believe they actually showed the part from the comic book with his eye bulging out. I was like, wow, that's pretty sick. But they get through it all, and I mean, at one point he even doesn't he threaten to cut his son's hand off too, some shit like that.
Yeah, he was
And,
going to cut Carl's hand off, and
yeah, until he finally, says, okay, you get what you want, and then the rest, the first half of this season is just them trying to appease Negan, and there's guys wanting to act against him, but Rick don't want to have none of it. He just got broke, basically. And but by mid-season, they've talked him back into going after this guy. And I don't remember how this season ended, but it was. Wait, no, is this the season that ends with Sasha uh, getting the pill from the suicide pill? Right, and she's
Yep,
in
this
the
is her
coffin.
in
Isn't that
the
how it
coffin. Yeah.
ends?
Yep.
Yeah. This season, I mean, I remember it, but I remember just most of it just being. We really learned about Negan and how he does things. I think they lost a doctor in this season,
Yeah, Olivia.
right? She got shot by Dwight, I think,
Yep.
with a crossbow. Um, Trying to think what else happened that season that was pretty big, but it all culminated with a big fight. They had tried to. That's right. We meet the trash people for the first time
Yeah.
in this one. I can't remember the big girl's name that runs them.
Jadis.
Jadis, that's it. And it. Rick thinks he's got her on her side, but when Negan shows up, no, Jadis
Yeah.
works for him too, and but they have a big
It's
fight,
also,
and well, that's right. We also meet the kingdom. I forgot about that.
yep.
We do meet the kingdom,
Oh yeah.
and
And
Very
Oceanside.
early on.
and Oceanside too. Yeah, and the episode where Morgan kills that guy when they're delivering stuff to the saviors from the kingdom. Most of the kingdom doesn't know about what's going on with the saviors. They don't know about it, and that scene right there where that guy wants to start a fight with him and Morgan stops it by killing him is just wow. That's one of the better episodes of the season. I thought that was a really good one. And Morgan starts to what is it about the two guys that came from Atlanta that they just lose their minds half the time in the series all the time, and he was starting to go down that path in this. But like I said, uh, I don't think I yelled more at one of these episodes of this thing when Shiva jumped out and grabbed that guy uh, right before they. I think they were about to kill Carl. I think is what it was, right? Something like that.
Yeah, if I remember right.
Yeah, they had a gun to Carl's head, and Shiva come out of nowhere and munched that dude. I was like, yeah. And the king showed up and helped them get through it, and that's when the war started, right? That's when
Yep.
season 8 started. Anything else you guys want to say about season 7? I tell you what, I know a lot
No,
of
we're
people.
starting to get into the point where just some stuff is just dragging on, and it's just a cycle of the same shit.
This is the point where a lot of people started leaving this show. Was after this. The opener. A lot of people watch the opener. I do remember. I know it's one of those moments in television. A lot of people know where they were at when this thing aired. There was a lot of reaction videos. We even did one on Facebook. Our family did because we went up to. I think he was living in West Virginia then, around his son, and we had a Walking Dead party, and it was. Me and Rhonda and David and Ashley, his wife, and a couple of friends of theirs, and we watched it together, and it was just oof, wow. But that's one of those moments in TV history. Everybody knows where they were, who they were watching it with, kind of things. And those kind of moments come along very rarely. I mean, the one I remember before this was the end of The Sopranos. Um, I do remember. I do remember where I was when MASH ended in the '70s. I was a kid, but I remember I was watching it with my parents.
I was too.
Yeah, that's you know, it's one of those moments that everybody strives to get. when they're entertaining folks, and they actually did it with this one. And then it was like Knox saying, a lot of people started giving up on it after this because it was, they did start to drag things out. But this season ended with that fight between them, and the war began, and they called it All Out War or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was called. The whole season was built around it, and
that's the comic arc, All Out War.
Yeah, and it was an interesting season, man. We found out that let's see. Well, actually, he started working for him, Eugene, right?
Yeah.
He knew how to make bullets, and he was going to make bullets for him, right? He was already doing stuff for Negan, and he I mean, it looked like he had flipped sides, right? It looked like he wasn't even, he was doing everything he could to help out the Saviors. I don't really remember this season. I remember their assault on the Saviors' headquarters. I do remember that. I believe that's where Aaron loses his boyfriend, I think, is in that assault.
I think so.
Shoot. I do remember the episode where they had Negan and Father Gabriel trapped in a camper right outside the place, and he was going to take his confession. I do remember that one. And they were surrounded by zombies because if you remember, they had used zombies against them and flooded the place with them, right? And they had armored cars and all kinds of other stuff, man. They went all out. But and they were attacking them on a bunch of different fronts. And was it season 7 when? Oh, no, it was this season when the king lost Shiva, right?
Yeah, they killed Shiva. Yeah, they killed a lot of the members of the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
This is when they had to leave, and
Carol, I don't think knew what was going on at the beginning of this. I don't think. I'm not sure. I mean, this whole 7 and 8 kind of melded together for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just like, it was one continuous storyline. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 8 is where this series took a right turn and drove off a cliff as far as comic book continuity is concerned.
Yeah. Well, a rift is made between Hilltop and Alexandria, definitely, whenever this thing comes to a head and Rick doesn't kill Negan. A lot of people get pissed off at him, and he's now trying to be, he's trying to absorb the Saviors into the community and stuff, and that gets it. I mean, is there anything else you want to say about 8? Because I don't remember half of that season.
No, I heard
we're introduced to the new doctor, Siddiq. And
that's
Carl
right.
gets bit.
Right, Carl gets bit, and he dies in this season. That's
he kills
right.
himself so he doesn't turn.
And that was a big thing for you comic book fans, right? Because he's supposed to be the whole thing, right? He's supposed to be some badass in the future or something, right?
He is, and he's old man Carl at the end of it telling the story to his kids.
Yeah. This is most definitely where a lot of folks jumped off the bandwagon on this show. But they decided they were gonna make a new beginning and have they were gonna have Negan in jail. The jail cell that
How long did
Morgan
he
had
in
built
there for, like 9 years or something like that? 9, 10 years?
Yeah, they had a time jump, a pretty significant one. Now, if I remember correctly, was it at the beginning of this season when they had the time jump? Was Judith a young adult by this time?
I think so.
No,
I don't think so.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she's a young adult. She's a kid.
Mm-hmm.
She's not quite as mature as she is in the final season, but
right. But she's not a baby anymore. They did the time jump after the war to where she's like 9 or 10 years
wearing
old.
the hat. She has
okay. And anyway, they this season opens up with them. They've got Negan in jail. Many years have passed. Yeah, he was in there almost a decade. They had him in jail for a long time.
This is Rick desperately trying to keep things together.
Yep. Hey, Jordan Joe Johnson, good to see you, man. He's desperately trying to keep it together, and he's managing too much stuff. Meanwhile, Michonne is becoming a politician. Basically, she's trying to draft a common law thing between the communities. If I remember correctly, wasn't she? She was trying to write something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and articles of whatever.
Right, whatever it was, some kind of treaty between them, and Maggie just didn't want anything to do with them.
Nope.
She wanted nothing to do with them because the guy that killed her husband was alive, and she just didn't like that. And I'm trying to think when they met a group I really liked called the Highwaymen. I love those dudes. I
Yeah.
really did. But they weren't on there long.
No.
No, they didn't last long. Didn't they get
didn't last long at
slaughtered?
all. Huh?
Didn't they get slaughtered?
Yeah, something like that. I thought they were I thought they were helping them do security on some of the movement of stuff between communities or something like that. But man, yeah, they got whacked pretty quick after we met them. I was like, man, these guys are cool, you know.
Well, in
but
this
I'm
season, Gregory gets executed.
Yes, yeah. We find out Maggie is not playing. She is.
Nope.
She's gone full Shane. She gives zero fucks, and you know if you're not on board with her program, you're toast. And she's done playing around, right? Let's see. They were only on like 3 episodes. Yeah, that's the girl that's watched everything, man. Trust me, she knows.
Yeah, let's see. Carol and Ezekiel started to become an item.
Right. And the kingdom, they lost the kingdom during the war. I mean, as far as the ground that they held there.
No, they
Did
still
they
had
take
the
it back,
kingdom. They
Okay.
got
No,
it
they
back
still had
after
it.
the war. They lost the kingdom later on because of the food shortage. They couldn't
Okay.
afford to feed everybody, so they had to group up.
Yeah, because near the end of
But
season 9, they had like that fair going on.
yeah,
Yeah. The
which
fair.
is
I forgot
important.
about that.
But
Yeah.
Rick tries to. There's a big herd coming,
Mm-hmm.
and he tries to he's wounded, and tries to lead them off.
Yes.
And
This is why I don't remember this because I've blocked it out of my
Yeah,
mind.
this is when they
Because
start
this is when they
understanding
get
that
rid of
there's
him.
something
Yeah.
going on with the zombies, and they
Mhm.
start discovering
And-
the whispers.
Yeah.
yeah, and he blew up the bridge, and everybody thinks he's dead.
Right.
But in reality, Jadis found him and find out her real name's Anna,
right.
and she's used. She's actually a plant for an advanced society that's out there somewhere,
Right.
and uses Rick to get back in with them.
Right. And last time we see Rick on this show, up until season 11 anyway, is on a
Him
helicopter.
in the helicopter.
So,
Yep.
so Jordan is asking who's your favorite character, and I think mine's got to be Carol.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, her character
for it.
development was probably one of the best of them all.
Yeah.
She's completely changed from when she was first. She was the submissive, beaten down, housewife, just completely abused, and then she turned into like just an X factor. Someone
She's
that
the CIA of the group. Okay. She's a one-man central intelligence agency. She's
So,
the
yeah,
operative and everything.
So she's probably one of my favorite. I think the fan favorite, of course, is Daryl. Daryl's definitely one of the fan. He's cool.
That's my wife's favorite
Yeah,
character. My favorite character is Rick. That's why I have a mental block on this show up into this point.
I mean, I did like Carl too. I thought Carl could have been like one of the best characters, and they killed him. So
yeah. Rhonda, of course, says Daryl Dixon. Of course, yeah. He's all over the wall over there. But
Mine is Michonne.
yeah, I knew that, John. You've said that before. Yeah, Michonne is badass. She is, and she has a bit of a character arc. She's another one that kind of loses it occasionally, but when she gets it back together, she's she's almost, you don't really want to be the moral compass on this show because you usually get whacked for it,
Yeah.
like Dale was in the beginning, but yeah, oh my God. Rhonda says that Daryl Dixon's her hall pass. Yeah. Those of you that are married probably understand what that means. But anyway, um, she becomes the moral compass of this show after a while. She really does. I mean, like, for instance, in the season with I guess it was season 5 in Alexandria, when when they were the cops of Alexandria, and he was in that all-out brawl and was about to lose it after beating
Yeah.
homeboy's husband to death, or homegirl's husband to death. He was about to take that place, and she knocked his ass out in the middle of the street, right in front of God and everybody.
I just always enjoy her, going around slicing off heads with her sword. So.
Yeah,
I mean, she came in like a badass, leading her twins.
Absolutely.
And she's this warrior, and she develops over time into the mother of the group.
Yeah, definitely the mother of Carl and Judith, no doubt about it.
Well, Carl's already gone by this point, but definitely Judith, and I forgot what she named, because you find out that she's, after Rick dies, you find out she's pregnant with Rick's kid.
Yeah, she has a child with Rick. AJ, I think, is his name.
Yeah, AJ. That's named after her husband and her brother.
Yep. And but yeah, the whole thing with the bridge and him blowing it up and his journey. His last episode was good. It was. I enjoyed it, but I hated the fact that it was his last fucking episode on the show, because that's the guy. And I tell you what, when he left, it's like the alpha male was doomed on this show. I can tell you that right now. The alpha male was doomed on this show after that, man. They really were. There weren't many of them. Matter of fact, Negan's probably the only alpha male on the show after that. You know,
because
I mean?
Daryl's not an alpha male.
No, he's not. He's not. And
he's a badass, but
he's a bad motherfucker. But
he's
a
lone wolf. He's just he's a part of the crew, but he's not ahead of the crew.
Right.
But, I mean,
exactly.
Even though they try to get, they keep. Just when I thought I was out, they
pull me back in. That's it.
That's
Daryl. At one point, is it in this season that he's actually out on his own after Rick's death?
After, I think that's
and Carol has to talk him into coming back, right? Or
he doesn't believe Rick's dead, so he's been out there
searching a map and everything.
Looking for him.
Yeah, I think that's season 10. He's mostly doing that.
Yeah.
But
this is where we start to find out about the Whispers. I think the mid-season, was it the mid-season finale of this one when we saw the heads on the pikes?
No, that's the end of the
season. That's the final season.
It's the final of this season.
They have the fair. They had already made the deal with the Whispers.
That's right. She infiltrated the fair. I forgot about that.
They broke it, and then they're having this big fair for the communities to get together. And she kills, the Whispers kill somebody coming from Hilltop,
right?
And takes their place at selling stuff, and ends up because Hilltop, or not Hilltop, but Alexandra had taken in her daughter.
The daughter, yeah.
I can't remember what her name is.
Oh God, help us out, Rhonda. Help us out. What's Alpha's daughter's name?
Lydia.
That's it. Okay. Knock Peter to it. That's right.
And they end up killing when she won't. They go to get her, and because they had broken the treaty, and they end up killing Henry, Tara, and Enid, and leaving their head on pikes.
Yeah, and they got their heads
along with a couple others. They don't matter.
That was probably the last holy shit badass moment of this show. I would say
when you see Henry's head just
back to the show.
What is
you
it?
See Henry's head just his mouth opening and closing on that pike.
Yeah.
Although that did make me angry, because then you're like, because no, Eden lived. It wasn't Enid that was it. It was Eden lived until the last season, I think.
Enid?
Yeah, Eden is the.
I thought Enid died.
No, not that time. No, because Did she?
No,
She lived. She lived.
no,
for,
she got whacked, man. She was in that
Yeah.
barn. She was in
Yeah.
there. She's one of the ones that got killed. It
Her,
was
Tara, and Henry were trying to.
yeah. It was her, Tara, and Henry.
All
Yeah.
right, no, yeah, I must be thinking something else.
Yeah. Yeah, she didn't make it that far. You're probably thinking of the little Hispanic girl.
No, I think I'm
Yeah,
thinking
Rosita.
of Lydia.
Yeah.
No, I'm not thinking about her.
Well, anyway, you might be thinking of Alpha's daughter.
Yeah, that's what I said, Lydia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Rhonda confirms Enid died. That's all you need to know. If Rhonda said it, it happened. Head on a pike. But anyway, that's how this season ended. And it kind of, I have watched every episode of this, guys. I've watched it all live because my wife loves this show. She always has. She always will. And she's going to keep watching it. You know, she digs it. And it's all my fault. I talked her into it. But I lost interest in this show after this. Immediately when Rick got killed. Was off the show. He was my favorite guy. And so, you know. So then we get into season 9.
No, that was season 9.
No,
This was the part with this is the part where they're in a struggle with the saviors. I'm not going to say war because well, I guess it is a war.
Are you backtracking right now? What do you want about?
No.
Saviors are gone.
Or not saviors. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's
We're on season 10 right now.
It's the Whispers. It's Whispers.
Yeah,
no,
Satellite
is season
Crisis.
9. This is
season 10
now.
We're on season 10A.
We just discussed 9.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yes. We're on season 10A.
9 is the head on the pike.
See, it's all a blur after this to me.
Yeah.
We're still dealing with the
okay, this is 10. Yeah.
They have like a steady truce. There's a big fire in the forest, and they're trying.
Yeah, there's a satellite that crashes.
Yeah, the satellite comes down. I remember that. Yeah.
That's the beginning of season 10.
Telling you guys are going to have to tell the story from here on out. I'm telling
honestly, you. Joe, I'm referencing IMDb right now. I have it on my other tab.
Go.
That's how I got Lydia's Day and everything. Like I'm scrolling through it, and it's got like a little bit of a I
do remember that Negan ends up. We don't find out why at the beginning. Let's see.
Hey, Joseph.
Who is this? Joseph Dredd. What's up, man? It's good to see you. He says, "Hail to all of us and the chat." I do remember that he goes with the Whispers. He joins them.
He's convinced by.
We don't know it at the time, but somebody
he goes
sent him there.
Yeah.
I do remember the episode where we met Beta for the first time, and he had that fight with Daryl. That guy was mammoth.
Until, I think after season.
That's
Ryan Hurst.
Ryan Hurst from Sons of Anarchy.
He's one of my favorite actors of all time. He's in
Sons of Anarchy. I've never watched, but I knew who that guy was.
Yeah, Sons of Anarchy. I think it was, what is it called? The Hill Tribe or Hillmen or the Mountain Men, something like that. He had his own show for 2 seasons, and then he, of course, We Were Soldiers. He was one of the soldiers.
Yeah, he was in We Were Soldiers. I remember
and of course,
that.
Remember the Titans. He was the
What's up, Dork Knight? Good to see you, man.
So he's one of my favorite actors. Then Sons of Anarchy was definitely as Opie is one of my favorite roles. That he's ever
remember
done.
the Titans? Is that what the name of the football movie?
That was the football. Yeah, that was a Denzel Washington football.
Yeah, good stuff.
Basically, the satellite crashes down. There's a big fire. Alexandria, they know that the fire rains out of control. It's going to burn them too. So they go to put it out. Alpha and their food. Alpha gets pissed off, demands more. She says, "You got to give us more land for breaking the treaty."
Right.
And that's when you meet Gamma for the first time.
Yeah.
The new lieutenant.
Mm-hmm.
And her sister.
And her sister.
Right. And then doesn't Gamma kill her own sister?
But you find out Ezekiel has thyroid cancer.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he's going to kill himself, but Michonne talks him out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do remember that. I'm telling you, it's all a wash for me. The rest of this is all a wash for me. I do remember that it was Negan that ends up killing Alpha. I mean, he straight up fucks her over. It's great what he does. And takes it.
in every which way.
That doesn't
Yeah,
happen
no
until
shit.
the second half. That doesn't happen
Right.
until the second half of season 10
Yeah.
because they
But-
split it. Remember, they split it up, and it was like
Because
Right.
there's
half a year
22
between.
episodes.
One other thing I have to remind everybody about, and it's the whole reason why I'm like this is because after the friggin' season 7, I was kind of, okay, this is cool. But yeah, like Knox said, I was checking out already. But we have to remind everybody that Eugene was instrumental in winning the war against the Saviors.
Yes,
Because the bullet maker made the bullets to where it blew the guns up. So we got to remind
he was
everybody
playing the
about
long
that.
game, even though he's a coward.
Yes, and he's back with him at this point.
Yeah,
But yeah, he gets alphas after he as Knox said, in every which way possible, fucks Alpha over.
yeah. Well,
He-
like I said, that happens because they split the season into 2 parts.
Mhm. Yep.
So the end of the
Well, they
first
do
part,
all the time, but
Yeah.
but
but I mean, it was like a bigger time jump, a bigger length of time between the seasons
Yes.
this time.
yes.
Because I think the season ends with because Carol and Daryl go looking for Alpha's horde. The one
Mhm.
she said she threatened him with.
Oh my God! Yeah, the part with the cave where they actually find it
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah, that was a couple of episodes right
And-
there. Yeah.
And Carol
Matter of
chases
fact,
off.
I think the mid-season finale was whenever that place went up, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Carol
Well,
was going
it's when
crazy during this time too. She was.
Oh yeah, she went after Alpha. Like, she's gonna kill Alpha as soon as she gets her hands on her.
Yeah, she was off the
Because
reservation.
of Henry. Because
Yeah,
of the
the whole
fallout of
time.
Henry.
Oh
too.
yeah.
She was off the reservation most of the time.
Which is why she has her little plan with Negan.
Good evening,
but-
Dork Knight. How are
Hey,
you?
doing all right. I just
Hey,
wanted to pop in
Danny.
and say hi.
Hi, man.
I think I've told you this before, Joe, but the very last episode of The Walking Dead I ever watched was the one where Carl died at the end.
Yeah.
I actually used to do the Walking Dead viewing parties here in Vegas, and they were huge. I mean, there was magazine articles about it.
It was a huge
Got
show.
news
And that
coverage,
that
and
turned a lot of people off when he died. I know.
Yeah,
I know it did. Yeah.
we had the cast of Evil Dead the musical come. We made it like a mini convention. I made a logo for it, website. It was called The Watching Dead.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
I got cease and desist letters from A&E for calling it the Walking Dead viewing party. So we turned it into a contest, and I had a bunch of people go to a website, and in exchange for their email address, they got to enter the contest, and they would provide with the name that they won, and then we narrowed that down to 3, and then we did another thing where people did an online vote and came up with and then the winner got tickets to the Evil Dead musical and a bunch of other swag and stuff like that.
Cool.
And they used to be fun, but I was listening to you guys, and I don't know anything you're talking about because it's all out.
All of it. Look. At this point, I'd already checked out because my favorite character was Carl's daddy, Rick, and he was gone in the last season before this. This is the Whisperers. Now, from what I understand, I don't know the comic books, so you comic book fans will have to tell me. But they were pretty badass in the books, from what I understand.
They were
And,
a lot more badass than they were in the show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They were kind of neutered in the show.
I tell you, and I believe it was the opening.
They hardly whistled too.
You're right. I think it was the opening episode of this season when, every time I start enjoying a character, they kill those sons of bitches. Every time that happens. This is, I believe, when they first encountered them, I think it was the beginning of this season, and no. It was in the last season, but I do remember when Jesus got killed. That pissed me off badly. It was a cool death. Don't get me wrong. It was one of the smarter deaths of the entire series. I just hate the fact it was Jesus they did it to, because that was a bad motherfucker. You know what I mean?
So
I don't care if he was gay or not, but he was fucking cool. You know what I mean? And they killed him. I was so mad.
Daryl was famously never in the comics, so I guess I'm just a little curious. How did he end up? After I stopped watching.
Yeah, maybe you don't understand. There's an entire harem of women out there that if they call themselves the "If Daryl dies, we riot" clan.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, they would lose their entire female audience.
He's
if that
literally getting a
character's killed.
spinoff, his own spinoff.
Oh, he's
He's
getting a
his
spin-off.
own show.
Yeah.
Look, this is the only guy
he
that.
has his own video game.
Is
Yeah.
it the Daryl and Carol show?
No, it was
No,
going to
just-
be the Daryl and Carol show, but apparently Carol doesn't want to go to France. This motherfucker is somehow going to cross the Atlantic and go to Paris, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Well, Fear the
Yeah.
Walking Dead proved there's
and
plenty
look,
of boats
Rhonda
out
says,
there.
including me. She's one of the ones that would riot if he dies, right? Yeah.
Yeah, there are
Yeah, but
plenty of boats. That's true.
Yeah, the second half of the season starts with after the cave-in, because the cave-in was the half season finale.
Now let's go ahead and let's not forget that. Let me bring this visual up so people will know what I'm talking about. Oh, it's already up. Okay, so
Yeah.
we've got new characters in here now. We've got Homegirl here.
That's Magna.
Right, and then we got her girlfriend, the one that ends up being a lawyer and near the end of it.
Connie.
Right, and then where's the one that Daryl's interested in? Where is she? She's not in this picture. The deaf one. She's the one that ends up going missing in the cave-in.
That's right. That's
Yep.
Connie. Connie's the
Yeah.
deaf one.
Mhm.
I'm trying to remember that means.
You've got the guy that collects musical instruments. I thought he was a pretty cool character.
Yumiko. Yumiko is the girlfriend.
Sorry, guys. I think I'm gonna dip out. I just want to.
Yeah, dude.
I
You
got
don't
wrestling
know
to
what
watch.
the hell we're talking about. We're going to put you to sleep. No doubt about it.
All right,
Look,
enjoy the
I
rest of
look
your
forward
stream,
to
guys.
seeing you this Sunday. And
Hell
maybe
yeah.
we'll get to my segment of the show this time. We never know.
Yeah,
You
hey
never
guys, we're gonna have Matt Damon on the show, so be sure to
Hey.
tune in.
And did you saw the breaking news about Homegirl flashing her goods and getting whacked from
yeah.
WWE, Mandy Rose? Yeah. So
But,
I'm
yeah,
sure
the
we'll cover all that this week.
Former champions are allowed to be in Playboy, whatever. Yeah, we'll talk about
Right?
it later. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna derail your show.
Yeah.
All
I'll
right.
see you guys
take
later. You
care,
have a good
brother.
night.
Enjoy
Bye, Danny.
Dynamite. And I will
Thank
talk
you.
to you soon. Take
All right,
care.
Bye.
Bye.
Also, from the satellite, Eugene was getting some parts and
Yeah.
started talking to Stephanie.
Yeah.
This is the season where he starts talking to Stephanie, most definitely. And I
Yeah.
think near the end of this season, don't they go on a pilgrimage to find her
During the
and meet
season,
her?
yeah, pretty much
Okay.
right after the couple episodes after the mid-season break.
Rhonda says my dog's name is Daryl. Actually, her dog's name is Daryl Ambrose. Daryl for Daryl Dixon and Ambrose for her favorite wrestler, Dean Ambrose, who is now John Moxley in the WWE. But I digress. Yeah, this had a lot of meandering storylines. The new group I was not on board with. It really wasn't.
Yeah.
About the only one I liked was the guy, because he at least brought something different. His love of music and all that good stuff, you know. I did like the deaf character. I did like the fact that Daryl had eyes for somebody other than Carol. I thought that was pretty cool. I really thought that was cool.
Well, he lost Carol to Ezekiel, so
yeah, exactly. So he's got to get his own thing going on, right? Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
well, and after this is when the other group goes off. They meet Princess in the city.
Yes,
trying to track
Princess.
down-
Now she was a breath of fresh air to me. I did enjoy her a lot, and I believe it's in season 11 that there's an episode I need to talk about in that one with her, where we find out she's really mentally unbalanced. But yeah, I love Princess, man. I think she's dynamite, dude. That episode when I think it's the one where they first meet her at the end of an episode, and it might have been the mid-season finale in this one.
No. Oh well, it might.
We're still in season
no.
10 because they get captured at the end of the season.
We're in the second half. We're in the second.
No, what I'm saying
the
is
second
whenever
half.
they first meet her, they go through a minefield.
Yeah, that's
That's
after
episode 14
that's after the cave in and they've
or
rescued
15.
Magna.
Like I said, the cave-in was mid-season. I'm pretty sure the
Yeah,
minefield
the
was
mid-season-
at the beginning of the second half of this season.
It's 5 episodes into the beginning of the
Yeah.
second half of the season.
Anyway,
Yeah.
It was
the whole thing with the
episode 11.
minefield cracked me up, man. She's like, just follow me. It'll be fine.
Except
That
she's
was
completely
hilarious.
insane.
Yeah, she's nuts. We find out later. But now,
But
I think at the
Nick-
end of this season is whenever they make it to where they're supposed to meet Stephanie. And that's when...
2 episodes before is when they get there.
Is it two before? And they
Episode
get
20 and 22.
Yeah, they get grabbed by oh
And then
god,
there's
what's
the-
the name of that
the
place?
Commonwealth.
The Commonwealth.
Yeah,
That's
so
it.
That's when Princess kind of goes a little cuckoo in the train, and
That's
Yeah.
I love that episode. Is that the end of this season?
last couple
Yeah.
episodes, yeah.
Love that episode, man. I thought that one was great. I really did because you got to think that's what somebody that's mentally imbalanced. That's what's really going on in their head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wow, I just thought that one was fantastic. I really did. I love that episode. I love the episodes where you get a real picture of why these people act the way they do, like the one with Morgan and the staff and how he learned all that stuff and why he thinks the way
Yeah.
he does now. I love
Yeah.
episodes like that. They're dynamite, man. But yeah, we find out that Princess was beat down early in life and she's broken from it. So
Yeah.
let's see. Dork Knight says Carl hooked up with Zeke.
Carol.
Question mark.
Yep.
Carol, yeah.
Carol hooked up
Yeah.
with Zeke.
Carol.
Yeah,
Carol and
yeah.
Ezekiel have a
Carol
relationship.
and Ezekiel, they kind of got married, kind of, I guess.
Yeah, well,
were
they did.
common law.
Sort of, yeah. For a
Yeah.
little bit, they were.
And they had an adopted child in Henry. Who died in the season
Last
before
season.
this. And it's the king. It's good to be the king. You get the Carol when you're the king. Yeah.
Oh, you also get to meet Lucille.
Lucille. Oh yes.
Negan's wife.
They did have that. Well, that was at the end of
that
the
was a
season,
throwback.
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a throwback.
Yeah, that was a dynamite show. That's another one where you get to find out he was a football coach or some shit like that. He was a fucking high school teacher. Played video games when he got home at night.
Yep.
I thought that was great. Oh man, but he became a ruthless son of a bitch when he had to get the medicine for his wife's chemo because she was almost done with it, and this shit happened, and damn it, he had to get some stuff, and it didn't work out for him. Oh, that's when he became ruthless Negan.
That's when the Reaper showed up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this season, it's hard for me to remember a lot of it, but help me set up the next season, guys. At the end of this season, Eugene and his group on the pilgrimage have been grabbed by the Commonwealth.
Yeah, and
They've got them.
Beta's Negan's already killed Alpha. Beta's in charge. Beta decides to come after everybody.
Yeah.
And at Alexandria, and Daryl or Beta kills Gamma, and then Daryl kills
with the help of
Beta.
Negan. Yeah.
With the help of Negan,
Yeah.
But he stabs Beta and leaves him for the walkers
zombies.
to eat.
Yeah. I thought it was neat to find out that he was a country singer too. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, we also saw Maggie's kid growing up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Herschel.
Yeah.
Herschel
Herschel is
the random guy with
older.
the mask on, the little ninja dude.
Mhm.
She came back with she had met a whole different group.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they pretty much all died.
Pretty much, but that doesn't happen until let's see. This is where we're going to have fun with Knock here because he's been waiting to talk about this season. Because first of all, he doesn't like this season because it's in 3 parts, not just 2. It's in 3.
It was awful. They took like 2 years to finish this thing.
But
See, the first
they're
August
once
of
again fractured
2021.
into a couple of groups. If I remember correctly, Aaron is with Oceanside, I think. think
at
that's where he's
this
at.
episode. The first episode of season 11
Mhm.
was the 15th of August in 2021. The last episode was November 20th, 2022. It took over a year and a half to do this one
Yeah.
season. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. That's stupid.
The best thing about it's that guy on the right in the orange. He's the
Who's
best
who?
thing about this entire season 11 was Mercer to me. I thought he was great. Of course, anybody that was in the military is going to love Mercer. he's Mr. No Bullshit, you know. But
Now, it looks like he does survive.
who's that?
Mercer?
Oh,
Yeah, he
well,
did.
we'll get to there.
Yeah,
We'll get to
Princess.
there.
I have a recap. That's why I'm scrolling up and down the recap because I haven't watched this season. So
Yeah. This season is, I mean, it's you knew something was wrong with the Commonwealth right off the bat. At least I did. I knew that it can't be as wine and roses as it is. You find out there's classes there. Okay. They say that's 50,000 people. Okay. In this Commonwealth. And I'm like, 50,000? That's a lot of folks, you know. I
Yep.
didn't see anything that magnitude on the screen, but they have a town they live in, and apparently they've got a solo guard that people can walk around all they want, and they're not worried about dead zombies walking around, and
No, it's a
they have to go through some long process of vetting to let them in there, and I was like, wow, okay, this is going to take forever. What are we doing here? Every time they what was it? Every time they did something wrong, they got kicked back to the beginning of the vetting process or some shit like that. I can't even remember what it was, but they were in the vetting process for a long time.
But of course, Yumiko was like the one that they wanted the most because she was a lawyer,
Right?
an upstanding citizen kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
So they really wanted her. But it also at the beginning of this, it was a two-parter at the beginning of the season because it was with Negan and Maggie
Mm-hmm.
Going on.
Right now, they were trying to get
supplies,
food,
Alexander
supplies, and stuff, right? Because she knew where it all was,
And
the Reapers had it, and they wanted to get it back from the Reapers, right?
I actually don't really remember the Reapers at all.
The Reapers are the military unit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't remember much of this first part of this.
You don't remember the Pope? You don't remember him?
Kind of, but he didn't last long enough for me to care about him. So.
Well, it was if you remember, there was an episode where Daryl actually had a relationship with a chick. And I think it was a previous season, right, John? And
they had those it was like kind of deal. It was like in bonus episodes, I thought.
Right, and
like
she ends up being one of the Reapers.
It was last season. They did when Daryl was out and doing his solo thing. He also he was out with Carol when they went back to that house that she lived in with Dog,
and he remembered.
He kind of remembered it. He did like the remembered thing.
Absolutely.
So it was during last season.
Mm-hmm. And anyway, they went through the whole thing. They went through. Actually, Daryl joined the Reapers for a little bit, just, and he was infiltrating. We all knew it. He hadn't flipped sides or anything. He was just trying to get this girl that he cared about out of it, really, I think, and just getting intel on them for Maggie and her bunch is what he was doing. But that came to a head, and boy, I tell you what, the Pope got fucked over by this chick, and I don't know. The whole Reaper thing just seemed kind of. Here's my problem with it.
Daryl orchestrated that, though, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did. He played both sides to the middle, is what he did. And but the thing that pissed me off about the Reapers was they were mercenaries, and I'm an old military guy. I don't like mercenaries. I don't like mercenaries at all. Anybody that's trying to make money from killing folks, that's an assassin to me. Screw you. You know what I mean? If you're fighting for a country and you're fighting for a cause, that's cool. You're fighting for money and slitting throats for money, you're a piece of shit as far as I'm concerned. So I didn't have any love for any of that bunch at all. You know what I mean? None, including the chick that Daryl was running with. But they get that done. I guess that was the first part of the season, right? It was when they took down the Reapers, and then the rest of it was just basically us finding out that the fucking girl that runs. Well, actually, wait a minute. Let me start over. The recruiter, I guess you'd call him a recruiter, the face of the Commonwealth. What was that guy's name? I don't remember his name. He was a pretty good bad guy character,
The
but
sketchy dude, the kind of
yeah, the one that was on all their videotapes. You know, he was the spokesperson for them basically, and
I don't remember his name, though.
I
Lance.
can't. Yeah, that's it, Lance. I can't remember Lance's last name, but that we find out that he
That's
is, you know, he's the face of the Commonwealth, but on the side, he's really he's doing a power grab for himself. He's running guns and shit. He's trying to create his own arsenal and shit for stuff. You know what I mean? To make moves on his own. Outside of, I don't remember who the main character was, that the chick that was running the Commonwealth, but we find
Pamela.
out. What is it?
Pamela.
Pamela? Yeah, that's it. Pamela. We find out that she's an elitist pain in the ass, and her son is guarded, even though he's a big time pain in the ass. Eugene actually has the balls to punch this guy and gets in trouble for it. Because he likes to run around and act like he owns the place, you know, and
Sebastian.
damn, it gets people killed and stuff. At one point, isn't he paying people to go into a zombie filled
Oh,
zone to try and get something out of a house
Pamela
for him?
Milton is her name.
Yeah, that's it. What her son knocked? Do you remember this? Where he was paying people to go into this zone to get something out of a house. I can't remember exactly what they were after, but it was something that was
It was like
worth a
money.
bunch of. Yeah, yeah. I think it was money, which is stupid. You know what the fuck good is money now? You know what I mean?
But they also went. They before that they had actually gone through the routine of paying off their I don't know, their debt,
Mhm.
like Eugene and them,
Yeah,
by uh, clearing walkers from areas.
right. That's
That's
where he
their
got in
expansion.
trouble with the
And
son because.
yeah, because he was walking along with his pretty little thing,
Mhm.
um, and they helped him kill some walkers that were about to kill them.
Yeah,
And then that's when Yubiko was, you know, getting interviewed to become a upper class citizen.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, it comes to a head in the third part of the damn thing where Eugene he, he it was so contrived, man. Anyway, he plays a video, an audio tape of the son, where God and everybody can hear it, saying that, you know, they're a piece of shit and they do what they want. Blah 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 blah. It was just silly to me. But anyway, he ends up getting killed in a big. Somehow the dead get in there. I can't remember how that happened. But it starts the downfall of the Commonwealth.
Well, no. Well, okay, so it was all because of Sebastian. Sebastian had a little group that were pretty much just loyal to him, and
Mhm.
they ended up killing some of the party helpers and left them there.
Mhm.
And then that caused them to go around killing things while there was a big boxing match going on.
Right, that's it. That's it. Okay.
And
I'm telling
so
you,
it was,
I
yeah, it
was
was on
halfway
purpose.
in my video games watching these at this point, dude. I'm telling you, I was
Yeah,
checked
you went
out.
straight to like the very end of that season, but
Yeah.
um, yeah, there was a lot of yeah, because the reason why people hated the son was because of that, and then
Mhm.
he was supposed to kind of take over at some point for Pamela Milton,
Mhm.
and so he had this big speech, and he had a heartfelt speech, and then right after he was done with that speech, that's when Eugene played the tape of, yeah, these guys are idiots, they'll never learn, kind of deal. Um, and then the crowd was going crazy and running away from the zombies, and Eugene just watched as he got bit, and everyone pretty much just watched.
Mhm.
And then Pamela, near the end, instead of, because she kept the body and kept him in a
Oh yeah, Pamela's a friggin' tard.
yeah,
Yeah.
she kept the body, and she actually tortured Sebastian by making him watch as her son ate other people.
Yeah, he would have. He was supposed to feed him. Yeah,
Yeah, right. So
had him
Sebastian
locked in a
was
jail
that.
cell. Okay,
Yeah,
John, and making him feed her dead son. Yeah.
and then eventually Carol used him to do some stuff, and then they
You
took
mean
her
like the
down.
governor used to keep his dead daughter?
Exactly.
Pretty much, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly the same thing.
Same Fruit Loopy shit. Just. And so anyway, yeah. At this point, they're trying. They've okay. I can't. After that, Negan, pretty much the entire group has been put on a work detail where you don't really get back to their society after that. Okay. And it's Negan. Let's see, the King. Who else is on that work detail? Rosita. There's a bunch of them. I can't remember. Was Father Gabriel out there working with them too? I can't remember. Pretty much every member of the group that was inside of the Commonwealth was on this work detail. And I think Princess is banging Mercer at this point, isn't she?
That happened pretty early on in the season.
Yeah. So she didn't get sent to the work detail, of course. Of course. You can't have that. But they find out they've got a railroad they've got a train set up to move stuff with. And anyway, you guys explain it because I was checked out by the end of this thing. They have their big comeuppance with Pamela, and everybody's on board with it except for some of the soldiers. And at the end of it, she's telling them, hey, you need to protect these houses, which is the elite houses, and don't worry about the rest of them. They have everybody locked out. The one thing I thought was really cool about that, though, was when Father Gabriel went to let all those people in. Because if you remember, when we first met Father Gabriel, he was in a crisis of faith because he had locked his flock out when zombies were attacking, right?
There's something about smart zombies too.
So
Yeah.
that was one of the things I was going to bring. They never really went into that. That was kind of really annoyed me. And that was actually one of my notes that I had written down last week when I was like, oh, you're going to watch it so I can discuss it. Yeah, they started having things like they were climbing and able to open up doors and stuff like that. Like, and they never really explored it that much. It just kind of became a thing. It was almost like, I don't know, what's a zombie game? The Last of Us. Last of Us. It's like in the second Last of Us, you meet new types of zombies. That's kind of like how it seemed. Like they were doing like an evolution of zombies, but they never really did anything. They just kind of acknowledged it. Like they had one scene where it was Aaron and who was it? I can't remember who. But they saw one of the zombies climbing up to get to them on top of some containers or something like that. He's like, it was what's his name? The dude that carried the big axe with Ezekiel's bodyguard.
Oh yeah, Jerry. That's
Jerry,
the one thing that isn't on Rhonda's wall
and then, like,
is the picture of Jerry because she hasn't given it to me to get framed yet.
He was hurt, and like on the they were on top of like these containers or something like that, big containers, and one of the zombies started, he's like, that really just happened? And Aaron's like, I don't know what the hell that was. And all of a sudden those zombies can climb all of a sudden. It was like some kind of weird evolution, and it made absolutely no sense.
No,
none whatsoever.
It didn't.
It bothered.
There's a lot of things at the end of this show that didn't make any sense.
I think maybe, I don't know if they were not, maybe they were setting things up for these spin-offs.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe we're going to find out in the spin-offs why those things evolved like that.
Because there's several unknowns in this, and one of them was like, so you remember the train, right? When they were taking, was it Connie? I can't remember who they specifically put her on the train to get taken somewhere, and she was like subject 02.
Okay.
And they were like, yeah, the only subject 0. It was very revered whenever the guards would talk about it. Like they were scared. Yeah. Whenever it was like, oh shit, she's subject 02. Never, as far as I know, never explained what the hell that was. Where they were even taking her. She just got intercepted by Daryl before any of that can happen. And it's like, what the hell does that mean? Where are they even going? Like
Yeah.
it just so never
It
figured that
sure
out.
seemed like they just threw a bunch of stuff against the wall, you know, and but this, you know, it maybe they're throwing little things down to try and get people to watch the other shows, but it didn't link them to any of the characters that are going to be on these other shows. That's the thing that, you know, made it seem kind of silly to me.
It was interesting that at some point they actually all the places that the survivors used to live were taken over as outposts,
Yeah,
including Alexandria. They actually
yeah.
closed it
Alexander's
off,
Alpha
and it
22, I
became
think, was the name of that episode where we found that out. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So it was interesting that they pretty much just turned everything they had before and turned them
Yep.
into outposts for them. So
Good to see you there, Martin Acosta Santana. How are you, brother? Good to see you. Yeah, man. This I mean, the ending, and like I said, the ending is like Lord of the Rings. They did an ending for every one of the characters that's getting a spinoff. Basically what they did. And we actually get to see Rick Grimes one more time, and he's on a beach with no shoes. Basically, it looks like he's gotten away from these fuckers, and they're tracking him.
So I
Yeah.
just remembered this. In the God, this is so dumb. They did a whole mother's strength thing with
Yeah.
Rosita.
Mhm.
Basically, they were climbing up on because the Commonwealth was
That's
flooded with
right.
zombies, and they were all climbing on top of cars and onto the to get onto the you know, jump over the off of a top of a
They
van
were
to get
jumping to a
onto a
pipe and
pipe and
climbing
then
up
climbing up the
to a
building,
window on a
and
building.
Rosita fell, and she's carrying her baby, right? And then
Mhm.
all the zombies are just coming onto her and like crowding her, and then they envelop her, and then all of a sudden you see her just burst up, and all the zombies go flying back, and then she climbs onto the van and jumps across. I was
Yeah,
like,
it was just one of the silliest things
really,
I've ever seen. Yeah.
really, like
But she ended up getting,
she ends up
to
getting
their
bit,
credit, she
one
did
bite,
get bit.
one bite,
Yeah,
yeah,
she
one bite
did.
on the back. That was it.
That was it. That's all she got out of
One
that
little bite in the back
mob,
to
this
save her baby. It
horde
was
that
like,
was
this,
all over.
really? Could you force this anymore? I was like, I was so disappointed.
Oh, and they had the whole death scene in the bed. All
Yeah,
that good stuff. Yeah, it was.
I didn't like that at all.
I had, dude, I told you, I had checked out by this point.
Judith
dude.
got shot. Judith got to recover.
She did.
She got
Yeah,
shot
that
by
had some
Pamela.
drama. The episode
Yeah, when
before
they
the
tried
last
to,
one, she
yeah,
got
one
shot
of the
in a big
last
fight
ones,
against
they
Pamela.
tried to infiltrate the Commonwealth and Daryl and them, and while she I think it was, what did she say? Was it Carol? She pushed someone out
Yeah,
of the
she pushed
way,
Carol out of the way.
and
Yeah,
Pamela shot her with
yeah,
like she apparently she was a crack shot with a freaking M16.
I guess so.
Never seen her shoot a gun before, but apparently
No.
she could just take a guard's M16 and just
Just
blah with
blow
it.
things away. Cool.
So that was cool, but I was like, okay,
Yeah,
Judith didn't die, did she?
no,
she
she didn't die.
We've already established the Grimes family, including the children, can eat bullets like chiclets, bro. Okay, it's all right.
I feel
It's
like
all right.
when with Judith, I feel like I don't know. Maybe they just had too many characters at the end of the show, but they kind of put her on the back burner because when they first had her, she was like how Carl was, and she was a lot more. She was bad at when she was like when they first showed her, she was bad. She was like killing zombies with her sword. She didn't really do much at the end of it.
Not in the end. She didn't.
She didn't really do shit.
But
Except get
looks
shot.
like a lot of them stayed in the Commonwealth. Daryl is going. I think the premise of this now. Correct me if I'm wrong. The premise of this now is that Daryl has heard that there may be a cure in Europe, and he's going there to find out something like that. And we saw what was with Michonne's samurai get up on the horse.
Yeah, I saw that mentioned. I'm like, she goes in full samurai.
Yes.
Yeah. Was it her and her? Did she finally find Rick?
She did not find Rick. They teased that maybe
they show them together. Yeah.
They didn't show them together, but they sure teased like she knew where he was, and she was hauling ass on a horse up a beach to get to him. And he was out. It looked like there was a city across the water from him. Am I wrong about that, Knock?
I don't.
I can't remember exactly.
There's cities everywhere that are ruins. So.
Well, I was looking at the spinoffs.
Oh, the
announced.
one I don't understand is Negan and Maggie. Now that I just don't fucking fathom. I don't.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't get
called
that.
Walking
They had
Dead:
a-
Dead City.
I know it's Dead
They
City.
had a powerful moment between them now with Maggie being like, I can never forgive you. Every time I look at you, I see Glenn on the ground, kind of deal.
Mhm.
They had a very crazy, and it's funny because we didn't discuss it, but Negan was found in one of those buildings. I think it might have been the Reaper building or something like that, or one of the buildings that not Reaper. No, it was some building that they found him in. Who was it, Horner, Sebastian, whoever it was, had tried to find everyone and kill everyone in it, and Negan ended up saving Herschel.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so
Okay.
Maggie was
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
indebted
Yeah.
to Negan.
I know what you're talking about now. That was not the Reapers. That was
No, I
that
can't
was that
remember
schmuck Lance trying to get his guns, and it was a community that Negan was with,
and
and
he actually got
he has a
married.
wife who is
Mhm.
pregnant, and that's where they find him when they're trying to find out what Lance is up to. They're following
I don't
Lance, trying
remember
to
Lance at
yeah.
all. That's
Lance is the guy. He's the mouthpiece for friggin' Commonwealth. You know exactly who I'm talking about.
I don't.
Carol shot, or it might have been Carol shot him with the fucking crossbow at the end.
I thought that was Sebastian.
No, shot him with the. Yeah, his name's not Sebastian. It's Lance. That's his name.
Lance was killed shot with an arrow by Carol.
Yep. Yeah, that's him.
Sebastian was pushed into a walker by Eugene because
Sebastian's
Sebastian's
the son.
the son.
Sebastian's the
Okay,
idiot's
all
son.
right,
yeah.
I'm just not remembering any of these names.
Yeah, Lance.
What's his last name though?
Remember, Lance was trying to start his
He didn't
own
refer to him
thing.
is it Hornby?
Yeah, Hornsby.
Okay,
that's his
Hornsby.
name.
That's it. Okay, that's what I remember.
Lance is his first name.
I don't remember.
Hornsby's
Lance.
last.
They never called him Lance.
Yeah, they always called him Hornsby.
Yeah.
Then there's the Walking Dead Daryl Dixon.
Right, that's the one. That's where he's going to Europe, man. He's going to Paris.
Yeah,
they're going to be filming.
And then there's
Paris.
a Michonne and Rick Grimes spinoff.
Right, right. And the only thing you see of Rick, he's on a beach. He's got no shoes on. He's dressed. Well, he looks like complete shit, but he's grinning, man. He's got that fuck you grin on his face, and he's facing down a helicopter. These guys are tracking him. And he's apparently gotten away from the guy.
I got the Man on the Island vibe, or whatever that book is called, with the guy hunting the humans kind of deal.
Yeah, the Civic Republic military is who's after Rick.
Okay.
Now, who's the Civic Republic?
Don't know.
I don't know where they got that name. So
don't know. Don't know.
Well, that's who they're going to be dealing with in the spinoff.
Okay. There you go.
I'm sure.
There you go. So
yeah, because we still don't know who has the helicopters and all that shit. Like,
yeah. Actually, you do. If you watched New World with the teenagers,
I don't know what that is.
It was a one shot. It was.
It's got 2 seasons.
Did it have 2 seasons? I didn't think it had 2 seasons, but anyway,
let me double check.
It's
I thought it
did. They apparently have some places like the Commonwealth that are actually thriving, and I can't remember the name of the organization. I wish my wife wasn't in the middle of a meeting; she could tell us. But
Walking Dead World Beyond had 2 seasons.
Yeah, World Beyond. That's it. World Beyond. Did I call it New World? Yeah. But anyway, it was okay. But the trash girl, what's the girl's name that was head of the trash people?
Jadis, but her real name's Ann.
Right. She ended up she's thick as thieves with these fools. The people with the helicopters, man. She's one of their friggin' security agents. Yeah. Turns out.
Yeah, I never watched it.
Yeah, watch it, man.
I might have to for the
for the lore, if nothing
the lore,
else.
the universe lore.
Right. Yeah. They destroy these people with the helicopters and shit. They destroy an entire city because they think it's the right thing to do for something. I can't remember what the reasoning was, but I remember telling my wife that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. they destroyed an entire city full of people. And I can't remember why they did it. I cannot tell you why they did it. So, yeah. They're not good people, man. They're not good people. It looks like it's a bunch of scientists trying to cure this thing or some shit like that. But the people working for the scientists, the military faction of it, they're a bunch of bloodthirsty motherfuckers. I didn't get the entire thing behind that show. I really didn't. Other than the fact that Jadis was actually the whole time with them, and out in the world just scooping up people. So yeah, that's The Walking Dead. What?
Oh, well, I was just sorry. I was reading this about Walking Dead, Dead City. They're in Manhattan.
Yeah, it takes place in New York. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it comes out in April 2023. It's six episodes.
Yeah.
Like every...
I still don't understand how is Maggie and Negan going to coexist on a regular basis. I don't get it, man. Don't get that one.
I don't either.
Don't get it.
She maybe learns to forgive him, but never forget.
Oh, she already said that.
She already said she wasn't going to forgive him.
Yeah. She understand. This is the deal. They're at an impasse because he saved Herschel, so she can't kill him now. She owes him, basically, and she basically said as much. I'll never trust you. Blah 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 blah. So that kind of thing. But yeah. So on the whole, guys, now that we've reached the end of this thing, first of all, the endings of this show. Does it really end? No, it doesn't. It just gets fractured into 3 spinoffs. Okay. But a lot of the folks end up staying in the Commonwealth. Did you get that vibe, Knock, that they were going to stay there in the Commonwealth? That's what I got out of it.
Yeah, because they just said that they took over the Commonwealth.
Especially like Ezekiel. He was all for it.
That's right. Ezekiel and Jerry are running the show at the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One year on leaves
Mercer is the new mayor.
Carroll and Mercer.
Right. Mercer's Mercer and the King. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. I thought that was cool because I like Mercer. I like Mercer's character a lot. I thought
it was kind of funny seeing him in regular clothes too.
Yeah, it was. You always see him in this body armor the whole time. Yeah. But the ending just didn't have the oomph that some of the moments in this show had. My favorite episode, dude, it has moments all through it that are fucking you're just like, yeah, kind of thing. There was no moment in the end of it.
I was still waiting for someone to stab Pamela in the back. Like, what? How did she get away with this for so long?
Right?
Guards. I don't know. She just had those guards like wrapped around her finger or something like that.
Yeah, she did. And right up to the end of it, that one chick was ready to do whatever she said. I'm like, dude, come on. She's about to wipe everybody out. What are you doing? But on the whole, I dig The Walking Dead. I thought it was a really good show. I mean, the first 6 seasons of it are just, to me, television gold. I just think they're awesome. I really do.
Well, if I were you, probably during this hiatus of Walking Dead, I would give maybe during your Twitch show on late night, try doing season 1 of The Walking Dead from Telltale.
Telltale?
Yeah, the game's good.
Oh, okay.
You meet Clementine, and she's really she's like Carl.
Okay,
she's a Carl.
Oh, very cool, very cool.
Yeah,
so
I think they have like 4
Lydia
seasons.
lost her arm.
Lydia lost her arm. Yes, she does. She does. And I think it's in the final episode.
She had a new boyfriend, and they got separated when they were doing the run away from zombies thing, and she got bit in the arm.
And she got.
Aaron's like, I know what to do. It worked for me.
I was sitting there looking at my wife. Are they gonna cut this bitch's arm off? Because they're sitting there talking about all kinds of stuff, just sitting there talking. Blah blah blah.
They had to do that for.
Would you cut the bitch's arm off already so she'll live? Jesus.
Jerry got bit too. Jerry had to lose a leg. He lost his. He lost
that sucks. Jerry's my second favorite character.
Yeah, Jerry's badass.
He got bit in the foot, so had to do that.
But I thought the ending was subpar to me. I didn't think it was as powerful as it could have been.
Yeah,
but then again,
we're not going to kill Pamela. It's like Really?
Whatever.
All the shit she did, and you're just gonna let her lose?
Or you
Just
just
to
gonna let
prove
her
a
go?
point?
Okay. Whatever. Whatever.
Maybe she'll become an upstanding citizen once again. Maybe, I don't know. It's so dumb.
Whatever.
I'm still going to finish watching the series, but it sounds like it went out with a real whimper.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, it was okay. It was
it was-
okay. I mean, well, it went out with a
Easy.
big bang, but I'm not going to get into that.
The
I don't
last
want to
episode
destroy
is pretty
everything
much
for you.
just the wrapping.
There
it
was
up.
a lot of pyrotechnics, I'll tell you that. Woof. But as far as seasons go, this season and a half that ended the show, they had better, way better. And I don't know. I think, okay, now that we're at the end of it, let's go around the horn. We already talked about favorite character. Who was your favorite villain in the series?
Negan.
Negan? John knows who it is right off the bat. Negan.
Mainly because of I like the actor, but Beta.
Beta? Okay. See, my favorite bad guy is
Governor.
Negan, no doubt about it.
No,
But it's
he was a
mainly because of the actor. Because like when my wife went to get her picture with Daryl Dixon and get her autographs and everything, Negan was there too. It was at a Dallas Comic-Con, the Dallas Fan Expo is what they call it. And I told her, she goes, "You want to come with me?" I said, "No, I'm not standing in that line." I mean, she was in line all day long. It was ridiculous because this was at the height of it. You know what I mean? I said, the only guy I wouldn't want to talk to Daryl. I'd love to go get Jeffrey Dean Morgan's signature, but I'd be buying an 8x10 of him as the comedian.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's the guy I'd be getting. But yeah, I loved Negan. I loved the whole thing behind him, man. He thought he was saving the world by killing people. Yeah. Maniac. So what was your favorite season of The Walking Dead? Do you have or maybe not a season, but a storyline?
Oh, 6 and 7 together.
6 and 7? Okay. Yeah. My favorite part of it happened in 6. That's for sure. That's No Way Out. That mid-season premiere. Yeah. Love that one. What do you think, Knock? What's your favorite storyline of Walking Dead?
I'm trying to think. I do like the part where Carl infiltrates and tries to kill Negan.
Yeah. So you're on board with 6 and 7.
Your son's
sounds like we're all talking
badass.
about. Yeah, yeah. He was all about some Carl, wasn't he? Yeah. I think these spinoffs they're doing. I don't know.
I started watching Fear of the Walking Dead, and
yeah,
I remember why I didn't really get into it. I hate the teen girl. I don't know.
Teen girl ends up being the. Well, I'm not going to ruin it for you. Go ahead.
I want her gone.
Yeah,
I'm guessing it's not going to happen.
So. Yeah, I've just watched the first season of that.
Yeah.
I think
there's a character that shows up in there, and the best character they've produced outside of The Walking Dead, the main show, is God Almighty, John Dory, and I think he comes in season 3 of The Walking Dead. Might have been season 4 because that thing's been on for a while now too. So
yeah, it's on season 7.
Yeah, that's been out for a while now.
So season 8, I guess, is the next one's going to premiere.
Yep.
I'll eventually get through it.
Look, I have to say it. It just gets stupid here the last couple of seasons because they're in a nuclear fucking fallout zone and they're not trying to leave. I don't get it.
Well, and World Beyond, I was like, they're kids. I don't want to watch this.
Yeah. But they had some adult.
Now, by kids, you mean teenagers or actual
teenagers? Yeah, okay. They're teenagers.
Yeah, that makes it worse.
Yeah, they're teenagers.
I don't know. One of my favorite shows, post-apocalyptic, is The 100.
Yeah,
and I don't know if you either.
Never watched the 100. It's a neat looking premise, isn't it? 100 people they're sending down to the planet to see if
100
they can
kids,
survive.
100 kids,
right?
Yeah.
because their satellite that they put up after the world had been fucked up. They made a bunch of satellites and put them up to survive, and then they eventually connected them together to survive better. And I think it was always the plan to connect them, but they started losing resources, and they needed to they needed more oxygen, so they're like, let's send some kids down and see if the Earth is viable again. They didn't think it was, but then it ended up being viable, and then there ended up being people down there still, and then there ended up being people in bunkers, and then but no, it was, I don't know. I thought it was a good show. That's like 6 seasons.
Yeah.
They end up doing another nuke and destroying the Earth again, and then they end up actually going to a different planet. It was crazy.
Wow.
Okay, I've only watched the first 3 seasons. So
of what? Fear?
The 100.
Oh, the 100. Okay.
Okay. Well.
Okay.
It's been out for several years, so I think I get a pass on this one.
Yeah.
That show's been over for a couple years.
That one started about the same time that the Arrowverse started. The 100. I do remember that because I used to see ads for that when I'd watch Arrow. But you're the first person I know of that's watched it. Really?
Yeah. No, I enjoyed it. Well, for me, it's post-apocalyptic. I'm always going to be interested in something that's post-apocalyptic. And the main chick was really hot too, and they had a lot of hot characters in that game, so that helped too. A lot of them, and so yeah, it was cool. And then they did some
never hurts to have eye candy on a television show.
No, they had a plenty of them. But no, it was it was good. I liked it.
Joseph Dredd says the ending of the 100 sucked. He says I watched the 100.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Good
cool.
Show.
It sounded like a cool premise. It's just I was watching so much shit back then that I didn't have time to watch everything. But as far as The Walking Dead goes, go ahead. Go ahead, Joe.
Oh, this isn't everything. I'm going to share my screen.
Okay, sure.
This isn't everything, but this is all the shows I'm behind on.
Oh, wow. Jack Ryan, I've never watched since the first episode of it. Never watched.
So yeah, that's
your list.
I got to catch up on Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty. My son loves that one. David
I actually started playing the game. Just came out today, High on Life, and it's made by the same creators. And I started playing that last night, and it's the same kind of humor.
Joseph Dredd says Eliza Taylor was the best thing about the 100. She must be one of the hotties that was on that show.
I don't remember which one she was. Let me see.
But I'm like 3 seasons behind on Supernatural.
Really?
I've only watched. I haven't watched 12. I guess I'm 4 seasons because I haven't watched 12, 13, 14, or 15.
My daughter is the Supernatural nut in my house. She watched every bit of it. She loves them boys from the Supernatural. She loves them guys. Yeah. So, The Walking Dead. To put a bow on it, I have to say I understand why everybody started bailing. I guess I understand them bailing after Carl dies, because that has a lot to do with the comic book fans saying, "No, I'm checked out now," because the guy that's supposed to be the future badass doesn't show up because he's gone, right? Myself, I was with it up until Rick was gone, man. As soon as Rick was gone, that was the guy I rooted for, man.
He comes back.
He's the only guy on the show that killed somebody zombie style, guys. Remember that? When he friggin' bit the fucking dude in the throat and just ripped his throat out when they were threatening to rape his son, that biker gang that Daryl was running around with when they were all split up trying to get the Terminus or something like that. Yeah, man. I mean, that was my guy, you know. They got rid of him. I was like, ugh. And then everything was being run by chicks. You know, I was like, okay. You know, and I I was checked out. My wife loves it though, and I love my wife, and I will watch what she wants to watch. So hey, I watched it all the way through. It's just, man, those last couple of seasons were just a fog to me though. Without Rick, I really wasn't invested. And they kept teasing him. Like when Michonne found that shit on that boat, right? Let's see. She went out there there was some dude that was a scientist, right? And he was working on something, and I think he lured her out there because there was guns out there or something on an island, something like that.
Yes.
But they found a boat that had, what was it, a cell phone with some stuff scratched on it that only he would have done, right? Yeah. So
You're talking about Virgil, right?
No,
no.
No, Virgil's
that was some random guy that they found.
It was a rando. Yeah. I can't remember the dude's name. He didn't last long. But yeah, I thought the show was great, man. For a long time, it was must see TV. And I'll tell you what it spawned. It spawned the talk show after the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never watched that.
Dude, you should have. We watched that.
I don't do after shows.
Yeah, well,
especially when they start discussing what might be happening in the next one.
Oh,
showing trailers.
Well,
I hate watching.
They give it little teasers.
Yeah. I never want to see what's going on in the next season. I never look next week on blah, blah, blah. Nope, never watch them. I turn it straight off, and I don't care about them. Don't want it.
Yep. Well,
don't want it.
Like I said,
especially when you end an episode on a cliffhanger. And then, they literally show you scenes of them living in the next fucking episode. It's like, oh, well, okay. Gee, I wonder if
they're going to make it.
Stupid. The dumbest thing you can ever do.
Oh, man.
Well, that's one thing you can say about Walking Dead. They kept Glenn in the trash, the trash dumpster thing secret. Everybody thought he was dead.
Yeah, I did. I thought he was toast, man. I thought they whacked his ass.
And so if he had a baby, he would have thrown that garbage can off of him, because you have, crazy strength when you have a baby, apparently, in TV.
That was silly. It was silly.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
You can fight off a horde if you have a baby.
She went straight She-Hulk, man.
Unbelievable.
She did. Man, it was pretty bad. Pretty bad. But anyway, so what's your favorite moment of The Walking Dead? We'll wrap it up with that. What is your favorite moment on The Walking Dead? John, do you have a favorite moment? Are there too many to name?
Okay, I got a couple.
You got a couple. Okay. I know what my one favorite moment is, but go ahead.
Well, I like it when Shiva eats the guy.
Yeah. The war, whenever
in
Carl's
all war,
about to be killed, and that Shiva, that was a great moment. It was. That was fantastic. That's when you knew it was on and popping.
I like the first actual appearance of Negan.
Okay.
When he comes walking out in the air.
Yeah. Yeah. Are we pissing our pants yet? It's gonna be pee pants city soon. That guy's crazy. That is one of the greatest scenes of The Walking Dead ever. His little monologue there before he starts cracking heads.
Nobody chews scene like Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
No, nobody chews scenery like that guy. No doubt. Knock, what's your favorite moment of The Walking Dead, bro?
I'm looking up some stuff right now, but I think one of the ones that pop out at me is when Carl gets shot in the eye.
Yeah, that's in my favorite episode. Yeah. Mm-hmm. A lot happens in that episode, man. A lot does.
It's a busy episode.
Yes, it is.
Another one. Carol killing the girl.
Look at the flowers.
Yeah, look at the flowers.
Yeah. Oof. That was. But you know what? That's that. I guess that would be an episode I would show somebody to let them know, hey, this isn't just a horror show. It actually it's a really well written drama. At least it was the first few seasons of it. Because that girl was clearly a psychopath. She was a psychopath. She showed all the traits. Remember, I think it was the season before they got split up. She was feeding rats to the zombies and giving them names and stuff. She was totally off the reservation, and they didn't realize it till it was too late, till she killed her sister, right? So, but that's, if you look, that is basically the story of a lot of serial killers. They harm animals as young people. They don't have any feeling about things and stuff like that. It's it's sad. It's sad, and really, if Judith was going to live, Carol didn't have any choice but to kill her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she was going to try and kill her at some point. And Carol obviously realized that. You know what I mean? That's one of the better written episodes. That's a good one, Knock. Good one. Anything else?
And then, of course, the Carol's little secret school.
Yeah,
That would be one of my favorite moments.
That's cool.
Yeah. The sweet cover up that she does is one of the funniest things.
Yeah.
No, those are probably the.
Yeah, my favorite moment in The Walking Dead. I think I said it last week. It's when Alexander is overrun and the people start coming out to help Rick. He's not a one-man band. He's got a community behind him, and it's really encompassed in the scene where Father Gabriel gives the kid over to one of his parishioners, and he goes to hit the door, and the big guy goes, "Where are you going?" He says, "We have been sitting here praying all night for God to save our town, and He's answered our prayers. He's given us the courage to do it ourselves." And he just heads out the door with a machete in his hand. It's just awesome. I loved it, man. Especially, you want to talk about a story arc. Besides Carol, his character's probably got the biggest change out of all of them, because you remember when we first saw him, he was a scared to death, guilt-riddled friggin' guy.
Coward.
And by the end of it, he looks like Clint Eastwood with a bad eye. He looked like he'd been through the war, and he fucking people up. He praying for him while he's killing them, but he kills them.
I think another scene that jumps out at me is the Shane and Rick confrontation.
Yeah. A lot of people dug Shane, and I understand it, but that guy
he had to go do Punisher, so he had to go be a badass at another show.
Another show.
So,
the best version of the Punisher they've ever had, for sure. No doubt.
I'm gonna rewatch that soon too.
Okay, guys, we got that's going to do it for The Walking Dead. A great show, made television history. The first horror show on television to do what it did. I mean, unbelievable.
What else came out of The Walking Dead? Z Nation.
Z Nation.
That was on Sci-Fi, and I watched, and I loved
that show. They tried to compete with The Walking Dead.
Show. And what was so great about it was that it was the one thing that Walking Dead could never do, because of pretty much what you did, which was when Frick died, you kind of tuned out.
Yeah.
There was no real main character in Z Nation. I mean, they had a few that lived throughout the whole, for most of it, but just when you thought, so especially in the first season, when you thought someone was a main character, they killed him. They killed him.
Wasn't it kind of a spoof too?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of, but it was like it was more like, what is it? The Woody Harrelson movie,
Zombieland.
It was a lot more like, it was very comedic. They made
Joseph
fun of
Dredd
the zombies.
says Z Nation is comedic.
They made competitions on, and they even had like a gun range, and they had a competition of the range of where the zombies were, kind of deal. They made fun of.
I remember that show.
So I really, and then they went kind of crazy with it.
Broke one rule that my wife said they could never break them. She said if she ever saw a baby zombie,
they did a zombie baby.
Yeah, they did a zombie
baby.
No.
And then they had the one guy that got bit, but he had kind of the cure in him, and throughout the entire show, he's getting worse and worse, and he ends up getting more and more like a zombie, and then he ends up being able to control the zombies. Yeah. Like, it's a very interesting story, but no, it was very comedic. It was a comedic zombie. It was a difference. Like you have The Walking Dead, where it's like super serious tone, and then you go over to the Z Nation, and it's like they're like, basically having a zombie and like holding him up like a puppet kind of deal.
Right.
And it's like it's just completely different. I think that was probably my favorite part about it was that it was
Yeah.
nothing like The Walking Dead.
Well, I tell
Except it had
you,
zombies.
yeah, right. Yeah, let me wrap up The Walking Dead with this little visual here, just to let you guys know what I live with here. This is the shrine above my wife's crafting table. Let me blow this up a little bit. Now the poster doesn't have any signatures on it. It's just a poster we picked up at a Comic-Con. But this is a picture of the actual prison. This is when she met Daryl Dixon. This one right here with my lamp all. Whoops, I hit the wrong thing. Hang on. This one right here with the lamp all into it right here is that's some cosplayers right there that she got into a picture with. This is Seth Gilliam, the guy that plays
Gabriel.
Father Gabriel.
Merle?
Let's see. Yeah, that's Merle.
Merle.
She got a picture with what's his name, Michael Rooker.
Yep.
And
Yondu.
then you got Otis.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, Yondu. She's gotten Otis's signature. I can't remember the actor's name. Pruitt
Otis
Taylor
went
Vince.
out like that's the
really
one
quick.
Shane shot in the leg.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh yeah.
And the one that's not on here is Jerry. And I think, hang on, wait, no, there's more down here at the bottom. I forgot. Yeah, she's got more. She got pictures with Otis and Seth Gilliam. And the first one she ever got was these two. That's Michonne's twins.
Yep.
That's the guys that played Michonne's twins right there. So, yeah, she's every time we go to a Comic-Con, if there is a Walking Dead member there, she is going to get their signature, man, and it's going on the wall. The only reason why Jerry isn't up here, he's going to go probably between these two right here. I'm going to have to move them out a little bit. It's one of these sideways ones like the Michael Rooker one. But the only reason why it's not up there is she hasn't gotten a frame for it yet, so I can put it up for her. She hasn't got a frame for it yet, but she got his signature and got a picture with him. She loves her some. What's his name? Anderson Cooper? Is that his name? No, that's not it. It's Cooper something. Is it Cooper Anderson? Did I say it backwards?
I don't know who you're talking about.
It's Jerry. It's the actor that plays Jerry. Yeah.
Cooper Andrews.
Andrews. That's it. Cooper Andrews. Yep.
Anders or Andrews?
Andrews.
Yeah, my Google foo is strong.
Yes, the Google foo. He's a bad man. So, boys and girls, let's move on to our next subject, which happens to be the #1 show on Netflix right now. Wednesday.
Over 1 billion watch hours.
Wow, it's #3 on their all-time list for people watching it. #3 already. It's amazing. This show is it was a pleasant surprise. I got to tell you, me and the wife we were looking for something to watch, and I remembered that had come out on Netflix, and I had no idea that Tim Burton was behind it. Had no clue. I'm a big Tim Burton fan.
I remember seeing that somewhere, but still,
a lot of the stuff that he's made recently hasn't been that great as far as movies go. But I mean, the last one I really liked that he made was Sleepy Hollow. Well, of course, half his movies have Johnny Depp in them, but I really like Sleepy Hollow. But this one here, man, when we started watching it, my wife goes, "You're going to love who's playing Morticia." I said, "Don't tell me it's Catherine Zeta-Jones." She goes, "How did you know?" I said, "I was just guessing." You know what I mean? Because I'm a big Catherine Zeta-Jones fan too. And sure enough, it was her. And the guy that plays Gomez, I've seen him in a lot of stuff, but he's never a major actor in anything. But I thought he did a great job. This whole show was fantastic to me. It turns out to be a kind of a mashup of a whodunit, like a Nancy Drew meets
Yeah.
the Addams Family meets Hogwarts kind of thing, man. It was really cool.
She's Harry Potter. Except,
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
Louis Guzman is the actor that plays him.
yeah, and he did a good job, man. I thought he was great. I just love the fact that they didn't lose the tropes from the old Addams Family show. Because, dude, he can't keep his hands off of Morticia the whole fucking show. It's ridiculous, man. I thought that was fucking priceless. And I mean, the characters on this thing was great. I don't have a bad word to say about it. Knock, what did you think of it? You've seen it now.
Yeah, I binged watched it last Friday night, finished it up on Saturday and Sunday, and last couple episodes. And
Yeah.
no, I was also drinking, so I enjoyed it even more.
You didn't trust me. You didn't enjoy it without drinks.
No, I would have,
Yeah.
but it did enhance it. But because it was cracking me up, I was definitely
Yeah.
laughing. At some of this, and I'm definitely a fan of the because another person that does it pretty well in general is Jennifer Lawrence, that does that sarcastic, smart mouth
Yeah.
kind of deal.
Mhm.
And it the last performance that I liked that was like that was was it Emma Stone?
Emma Stone?
Is it Emma Stone? What's her name from the new Dalmatian movie?
Cruella DeVille.
Cruella, yeah,
Cruella,
Cruella DeVille.
yeah.
No, the character they did so well with. Jenna Ortega did so well with that character.
Yeah,
turning
she
her
did.
into a
She
little
was awesome.
Firecracker.
Fantastic.
And I didn't feel bad for liking her because she's 20 years old. So I'm a
No.
creepy old guy, but
No, you're not a creepy old man.
But
Don't worry about it. I thought she was hot as fuck.
You're
Were you
in like a
crazy?
high school setting though, so it's kind of weird. But no, I kept seeing too much stuff about Jenna Ortega and the show, and I was like,
Mhm.
fine, I gotta watch it, and so I
Mhm.
did, and I'm glad I did.
And she's dynamite in it. She really is. She's
I like
fantastic.
it. I also saw the scenes of like the thing and the actor that's doing it, and they
Mhm.
have him in like the blue suit, and
Right.
then you just see his hand, and like that
Yeah.
cracked me up seeing the
Yeah.
different behind the scenes with him.
Yeah.
'Cause
They did a
it's-
great job on Thing, John. It's worth it just to watch Thing. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I heard.
it's great, man. We actually get to see Uncle Fester in here too. He
That's
was
where
in
she,
one
like, that's
episode.
That was like one
Yeah.
of the first times she really smiled was when she
Yeah,
sees
when
Uncle
she saw
Fester.
Uncle Fester, my prodigy.
Yeah.
He's calling Wednesday his prodigy, man. It's hilarious. But yeah, apparently the parents had gone to the school before John, and so
Yeah, Nevermore. It's just
yeah,
she gets expelled
Nevermore
from another
Academy,
school,
and
and they take her to this place.
and of course the first day she's wrapped up in a fucking murder mystery, man, and
Yep.
she's got to find. She's one of these ones that's got to find out what the hell's going on, man. So
Yeah, because she was about to be murdered, it made her more intrigued, and she's like, "What a great day!" kind of deal.
yeah, because she was about to
How
try and
morbid
bust
she
out of the
is.
place. She didn't want to go there because she'd be living up to her mother's reputation there. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
her parents went there and stuff, and it's just I don't. I'm not going to spoil it for you. We're pretty close to the end of the show tonight anyway, but I will tell you, it will not be wasted time, John. You will
Okay.
enjoy it, man.
I really enjoyed Gwendolyn Christie as the principal too.
Yes, she's fantastic.
I've heard from too many people that it's good, so it's
And-
definitely bumped up on my watch
yeah,
list.
I really think
Yeah.
that should be good near the top for sure. At least because it's not like it's a long season. so,
Nobody's who they seem in this show.
yeah.
I mean,
I do think it was a little predictable for some of the stuff, but
Mhm.
no, her acting made it really good. And then
There-
yeah, it's basically a hog, life at a high school with with the intrigue of not getting killed.
Yeah. trying not to get killed
So,
by a werewolf or a vampire. Or
this
you
this
know.
is a school of witchcraft and wizardry kind of deal going on.
Yeah.
here.
And their version of what is it, Quidditch? Is that the name of the game in Hogwarts?
Yes.
Quidditch.
Yeah,
Okay, their version of Quidditch is a rowing competition. You'll
Yeah.
enjoy that one. Trust me.
Yeah.
That was really
No
good,
holes
too.
barred canoe.
Yeah,
racing.
no holes barred. It's not called cheating, if you know what I mean, and it's fucking on and popping, man. It's pretty cool. But anyway, well, listen, guys. Unless you've got anything else to say about the two shows that we covered, let's see. Cranges says, "Hey, did you see the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse trailer?"
I saw
Yes,
that
I
it was
did.
out, but I didn't actually watch it. Not
I
yet.
haven't seen it
It's-
yet, but I think I saw a teaser on it, but not the. Did they have a new trailer drop today?
I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it at all.
I love
I
the
enjoyed
first
the
one.
first one. Yeah, I enjoyed the
The
first one.
first
I'm
one's
gonna watch it
great.
for sure.
Yeah. So
If it's anything
I
like
don't
the
know.
first one, I'll watch it. But I also enjoyed the first Wonder Woman. So it's no guarantee that you'll like the second one.
Oh,
If they called
the
it
first
Spider-Man,
Wonder Woman was great. What
no,
are you
I'm saying
talking
that's what I'm
about?
saying. I enjoyed the first Wonder Woman. So
Mhm.
that doesn't necessarily translate.
You're
into
right.
sequel
The
being
second
better.
Wonder Woman didn't live up to that
If
at
they called
all.
it Spider-Man 1984, I'd be a little worried.
Yeah. Mhm. Right. Big time worried. What the fuck?
Yeah, John Wick 4. We discussed that a little bit earlier. Definitely want to keep up with the John Wick stuff.
Yeah, John Wick is definitely a franchise. I have some catch up to do. I haven't seen Parabellum yet.
I don't know if you had seen it, but John had mentioned it earlier. Who is it? Ballerina.
Ballerina.
Yeah, Ballerina.
Ballerina's getting its own series. So
Ama de Armas or whatever her name is.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it because I still don't know who Ballerina is, but I'll go back.
All I know is Halle Berry's in Parabellum. That's why I want to see it.
Yeah.
Halle Berry is enough for me. Yes. Look, I will still watch the worst James Bond movie I've ever seen because Halle Berry's in it. Okay.
I think I've only watched one of the Daniel Craig.
The Hotel's getting a spinoff too.
Oh yeah, I
did know that. Yeah, the international. Yeah, I've heard that.
I love how everyone's trying to do their own universes now.
Yeah. Well, if you got something good, why not ride that thing, man? Because people look, as long as they don't try and shove the message into it, things will be profitable, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they're starting to see that. They're starting to see that, and they're starting to make things that people want to see. So
the only message in the John Wick universe is if you kill his dog, John Wick will kill
you. The boogeyman is coming to get you. Yes.
Has anyone seen Amsterdam yet?
No. Haven't seen it yet.
I've heard reviews that it wasn't that good, but
really,
I'm hearing the same thing.
I almost watched it in theaters. I'm still going to probably watch it, but I was
got a
really
good cast.
I heard, I heard that it was comparable to like Snatch.
Really? That's got to be good.
Right. And
I'm going to watch it, but my wife has no interest in it, so I'm going to have to watch it at work.
In the same vein as Snatch is what I understood. Right. So, I really want to see it. And it's one of those movies where it's like, it's not Marvel, and it's just something different. So that's why I wanted to watch it.
Granger says it's rare to get 3 movies in a franchise and not a single one being bad. Yeah, it's they're doing well with it. Hopefully the 4th is as good as the 3rd. Yeah. John Wick's been good so far, and I hear Parabellum's good. I have not seen it yet. I want to see it badly though because of my girl's in it. I love her. I love Halle Berry. I'll watch anything I will watch Catwoman to this day. Just because she's in it.
It's funny because they had that controversy with the Little Mermaid.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what is it, Haley Berry or something like that?
Yeah.
And so everybody was like at Twitter to Halle Berry, and she's like, "That's not me. I'm not a 16-year-old girl."
Right. I'm not. Yeah, that's not
me.
Look
it, but that's not me.
Right.
I thought that too when I first saw it. It's like Haley Berry or something like that.
John, I called our independent theater. Remember you were streaming the other day, and I mentioned that we don't have a movie to see on Christmas. We're just not interested in anything that's out. Man. And they said they're going to be open. And I suggested to her, I said, look, because she took down my information because she wanted to get me on the email list anyway. I wasn't on the email list yet. So I went ahead and talked to her for a minute. I said, look, you guys could make bank if you just showed Die Hard every fucking Christmas. I mean, people would show up to see that again. They would, or Scrooged, one of those big time Christmas movies. And she was like, yeah, we were talking about that the other day. My boss is a big friggin' Die Hard fan. I'm like, you guys need to get a copy of it and show it, But they are going to be open Christmas Day, it sounds like. And they just haven't decided what they're showing yet.
I've seen that soundbite, and I don't want to make, fun of his illness, but They showed. I saw that acceptance speech that what's his
Bruce
name, Dan,
Willis gave, where he
he's like,
said, "Look,
it's not a Christmas movie."
it's not a
But
Christmas
I'm
movie."
wondering if his dimension kind of kicked in a little early there. And,
No,
yeah.
he was
It
fucking with
is.
people.
It's a
Oh,
yeah.
People need to accept it. It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
It has been
it is a
adopted.
Christmas movie. Look, if they've got an advent calendar for it, it's a Christmas movie, bro. Have you seen those advent calendars they started selling this year? It's
Oh, yeah.
the Nakatomi Tower, and you move Hans Gruber down
wow.
every day.
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
Yes.
That's funny.
Look it up on Amazon, man. You can
It's
find
awesome.
it. All right, so that we have reached the end of this week's discussion. We will get to Twitter files next week, guys. I promise you, we'll get to Twitter files.
There'll
But
be
we had
more
two
to
big
talk about.
shows. We had two big shows, huh?
There'll be
what?
more to talk about. They're
Oh
on
yeah. I'm sure he's going to have another release before then. The one that basically, this is nothing new. It's stuff we speculated. Now we're just finding out it was really happening.
Yeah.
There has been shadow banning. There has been all of this stuff we thought was going on has been going on, and it's just it looks bad on the former owner. It really does. Because we're finding out he knew about this shit, and he said he didn't. So
Yeah.
But we're gonna get to that next week, guys. Let me let you know what's going on with the channel. Of course, the Brothers Hack the Matrix is not on tomorrow night. We're not back till the beginning of the year with that one. My brother Danny is on a cruise for the next 2 weeks, and he left today. I hope he's having a good time. Also, I have got to get the script together for the second issue of The Privateer. We're done plotting it. I have to get into the detail work now. And as soon as I'm done with my Christmas commissions, that's what I'm getting onto. So we have wrapped up sketching The Privateer for this year, and that will be back in January, first week of January. Of course, you can watch me play video games and have a few cocktails, video games, and fails every Monday night from 8 to 11 on Papa Joe Gamer Up After Dark. And you can also see me and Knock all the way through the football season with Small Time Republic on NFL pregame party on Sundays, 2 hours before kickoff of the afternoon games. Don't forget about that. That's on all the channels you're watching State of the Atmosphere on tonight: Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. And of course, we'll be back next week. And I promise you, we're going to start with the Twitter files next week. And we'll do a quick rundown on that and whatever else is happening. You know how that goes. We're going to talk about whatever the chat wants to talk about and whatever my friends want to talk about that show up. So for Das Wolfen, John of Pop Culture Minefield, and the Knockster, I want to say thank you for coming. And until I see you again, you guys just keep on keeping on. God bless.